Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Swiss Fate Reforged draft. Got Mob Rule. Yeah, this is a really strong card. I very much think it's worthy of first pick. Can really clinch a game for you pretty easily. I like Bathe in Dragonfire as well. What else is good? Surveyor, Guide. I like Ethereal Ambush. Angler, Dragon Bell Monk, Typhoid Rats. Actually, a lot of good cards in here. But I'm going to take the one that can steal all the creatures because I think it's really strong. Alright, so this is up here. Options now. Well, there's Dragon. There's Cloud Form. There's Douse and Gloom. There's Harsh Sustenance, but it's a little bit too off color already. Although that's a cool 9 mana, 2-card combo. Steal all your creatures, and then my removal spell gets stronger. Kind of like that, actually. Yeah, Double Dragon, like the video game in here, which is cool. Cloud Form's pretty good. I may just want the Cloud Form. Hexproof is very, very rare in this format. It's a lot cheaper. I actually like the dragons in this format, but Riverwheel Aerialists at common kind of makes them less good, in my opinion. I'm going to take the Cloud Form. I like that it's cheaper. It seems a bit too early to take a dragon. Well, there's another one. Let's see if there's something better, though. Winds of Kalsisma. Prevent all combat damage to be dealt, and if you have Ferocious, prevent all combat damage to be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. That's pretty cool. I feel like that could be a pretty strong card. But I may just want this Whisperer of the Wilds. I can do that. Supposedly the best green common. If I want to move into Teamer, I'm going to want a lot of big fat creatures. I can't just take the Mind Scour Dragon. Doesn't really work all that well if you don't have Delve. And you certainly don't want to do it against your opponent if they have Delve. You know, I might just take the Right Into Being. Maybe a Manifest theme deck would be good for now. Something along those lines. Channel Harm's good. Certainly good. What else we got? Cliffs. Goreswine is a fine card. Can't really do Grixis, but Douse and Gloom is good. Ethereal Ambush, more Manifest. I mean, I'd like to make our Mob Rule work, if at all possible. I guess Blue-Red, just straight up Blue-Red is an archetype. I watched a couple of people draft and play that yesterday during the Pro Tour. It was pretty impressive. Maybe we just take the Goreswine. Not a super exciting third pick, but it's actually a pretty reasonable card. Alright, Enhanced Awareness. I'm probably okay with that. Yeah, I don't have any issues taking Enhanced Awareness. Could take the Dragon Bell Monk and start moving towards Jeskai. But I feel like I never play Teamer. If I want to play Teamer, I can also take Ethereal Ambush, which I think is actually a good card. Surprise blockers. Granted, it's a 5-drop, but it's pretty good. Enhanced Awareness is more of a Sultai card, but does draw you cards, which is good. I'm going to try this Ambush out. I've played it before and I liked it, so it's not really trying it out. But it does sort of move me into Teamer, I guess. All right. I'm going to stay more open. Change my mind again. Because there's a chance, you know, that I end up in, well, currently it's Jeskai or Teamer, so I don't know yet. All right. Cached Defenses. Probably a better Abzan card, but certainly good if you can get it on a cloud form or something like that. Certainly good on a Gorswine. 7/4. Mardu Scout is a little more beat down. Whisk Away is some good removal. I could try for the red-blue two-color deck. I'm going to try the Scout. I'm like more interested in trying some of the weird archetypes I saw yesterday, so just take another Scout. Maybe we can go more of a red-blue value beatdown, but I guess Cunning Strike is something that I would have wanted to see, and I guess we didn't see that. Well, we get an Enhanced Awareness on the wheel. I'm looking at Whisperer versus Dragon Bell Monk, I guess. Also, Ruthless Instincts. I guess that one's actually pretty good for Teamer, maybe. Teamer wants more fatties, and we do have a Gorswine for Ferocious, but not too much else. I'm going to take the second awareness. More awareness? Jeez. Let's take the Mastodon, maybe. Can also take the Monk. Vigilance is good. Prowess is certainly good if we end up Jeskai. Alright. I'll take the good Jeskai card. Well, here's a good Teamer card. Tabling a Douse and Gloom is pretty unusual. Here's a Fierce Invocation as well. Hunt the Weak's good, but not so good with the low toughness guys we have. I'm going to take this Fierce Invocation, try it out. Well, if we end up Teamer, maybe this Wins is a good card. I feel like it is. Alright, Ethereal Ambush. Certainly a good card to wheel. Inoc Guide, not exactly what you wanted on the splash, but we'll cut green. Sibzig Host is fine. Alright. Okay, I guess currently we look like a deck that would more likely want to be Jeskai, but we did just open Sagu Mauler, so I guess we're taking that. I mean, the reason that I say we'd likely rather be Jeskai is because we have all of these manifest cards that double well as prowess triggers and creatures. But pretty tough to deny a 6/6 trample hexproofer. So I think we're just going to take that. And at this point, likely just commit ourselves to Teamer, which maybe even means these can potentially get played. So yeah, let's take the Sagu Mauler. Other great cards in here, though. Battle Priest Ride Down, Bondkin, Expert, all that stuff. But let's take the Sagu Mauler. Okay, so what are we doing now? We've got Swiftwater Cliffs. We have Embodiment of Spring, which is fine. We look like we're much more of a red, blue, splash, green deck, which is a bit awkward, I guess, but Crippling Chill is very good, especially if we're trying to be more aggressive and more of a red-blue base deck, which I think we are. In fact, I probably don't even want to, I don't even think Guide's worthy of a splash. This Wins is an interesting card, but we'll see if we end up wanting it. I may just want this Crippling Chill. It's really good. Alright, there's a flare, but we don't really need the treasure cruise anymore with double enhanced awareness. We can take the tormenting voice. It's not terribly exciting. Death Frenzy's pretty good against us, but don't exactly want to hate it right now. Probably just take the flare, I guess. Certainly not a very exciting pick, and Teamer especially, because it doesn't trigger Ferocious. But it is a pretty good body, and it's, guess, better than most of the stuff in here. I mean, I could take a Treasure Cruise, but I think we'll just take the flare. Feels like it fits the curve the best as well. Okay, so Highland Game is a 2-drop, but in green, so I'm not really interested in that. I'll probably just take the Wind Scout, which is a fine card in general, and it looks like it works for our deck. Once again, not really what you want in a Teamer deck, but it's a fine card. Alright, Summit Prowler kind of looks like inline, a little bit more Teamer, but Snowhorn Rider, I guess, is the actual pick if I'm going to do Teamer. 5/5 Trampler. So, what's our deck got for removal? I guess we don't have any, do we? Crippling Chill only. Mob Rule. So our deck needs more removal, clearly. Alright, Teamer Charm does count. So we'll take it over the Dragon Scale Boon. Even though this is the weakest charm, I actually still like it. I still think it's good. There's another charm in here that's much better, but yeah, we'll take the Teamer Charm. Haven't played Teamer in a while, so I think this could work out well for us. I would like some fixing now that we're actually picking up some green cards, but it's alright. We'll take the Tormenting Voice for now. Rugged Highlands, here we go. Oh, and in the same pack as Snowhorn Rider. That's tough. Rider's really what I want, but we have 0 pieces of fixing, and we're starting to get pretty mixed with green here, so I'm going to take the Highlands. Hope we can find some more green fixers or Snowhorn Riders for that matter. Alright, Bloodfire Expert is fine. It's a way to get Ferocious online if I, find it with something. But honestly, we don't even have that much Ferocious stuff anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And actually, Bloodfire Expert works well with Teamer Charm too. Turns it into a 5/3 fighting, which is actually pretty good. Alright. Howl of the Horde copying what? Right into being. I mean, we'll take it. I'm not really passing anything for it. Not sure if we'll play it, but I guess it's kind of cool with manifest cards. Though expensive. Alright, we'll take the Naturalize. Colossedon, not really good on the splash, I guess. Since green is still our least color. Alright. Still look pretty decent, though. 19 cards out of a deck. We're very creature light, though, but keep in mind we have 3 more because Cloudform Right into Being and Ethereal Ambush. Actually, Fierce Invocation, too. So, actually, our deck has 12 creatures at the moment. I actually said earlier that Riverwheel Aerialist was a common, and I'm clearly mistaken because it's an uncommon. But I still think it's better than the entire Dragon Cycle, which is kind of funny. And I think I just take it here. We don't look aggro enough. I still think Mardu Scouts are fine as bashers. They're going to, I'm sure, give me some difficulty because of their mana. But Riverwheel Aerialist is a big, fat, good finisher, so I'll take it. I just like that card in general. Alright, second Flare might be fine. There is a Grizzly and Canyon Lurkers, both good for Ferocious, but I think we just take the Flare, get another guy that buys us time. We look like we have a pretty good late game plan now. I'd like a better one if possible, but our late game plan does appear to be getting better. Master of the Way is very good. Another Rugged Highlands, though, I think is actually the pick. I want the Master of the Way, though, because of removal. Just not having much, but if you look at our colors, we're starting to get pretty mixed with green, and I think our mana base is going to suffer if I don't take a fixer here. So, as much as I want that Master of the Way, because especially since we're short on removal, I think I've got to take something that makes our mana work. All right, so options now are Longshot Squad and Dragon Scale Boon, and I guess Misfire Weaver too. Getting hexproof to somebody out of nowhere can be quite good. I think our easiest cut is probably Tormenting Voice or Winds. Don't have a ton of stuff to turn Winds on, but it works pretty well with Bloodfire Expert for getting ferocious. It might be a legitimate combat trick I want to try out. So Boon versus Longshot Squad. We have 14 creatures currently. I feel like we need more combat tricks. Because we have 14 creatures, I can probably... Ooh. Secret Plans. I feel like I'm going to have a hard time casting that on turn 2. But between Manifest and Morph, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not bad. But I think I like it. I just think it's too greedy with the green. I really am trying to like cut back on green in this deck. I think I take the Lurkers. Just get another threat, and it's actually a good one to manifest too. All right, I think I take the land again. We have a deck already. We have enough card draw to make 18 lands work, so I think I take the Cliffs, which just helps our mana base. Otherwise, I mean, Expert and Glacial Stalker would be fine. All right, another Secret Plans. I think we just take Wind Scout number 2 and probably play it over... Are we not going to play it? Could play it over the Winds. Start minimizing more green. So Embodiment, I mean, technically works in our deck, but if I'm running 18 lands, I don't think we're almost playing more of a red, blue, beatdown, splash green, I think is really what we're aiming for. So for that reason, we just probably hate a good beatdown defense card in Highland game, which buys them time pretty effectively. All right. Glacial Stalker, I can play over something potentially. Got double Wind Scout, double Mardu Scout. Can play the Stalker over the Flare. Cut back on green more. I do like that Flare gains me some good life, though. I mean, regardless, I think I just take the Glacial Stalker here, so we can figure it out later. Abomination's a card that's just good and good one that they tabled, so I'm going to hate it, I think. Got the Master of the Way back. That's pretty lucky. This is something that I definitely want to take and play. War Shrieker, also fine. And Longshot Squad, but War Shrieker's in our... Let's try and focus on the... I'm going to hate another Highland game. I don't think we're playing... Embodiment, like I said, works for our deck, but because green's not one of our main colors, I don't want to fuss around with that. So I guess the good news is we do in fact, have a pretty solid looking deck. Downsides are not a ton of removal, but tabling that Master of the Way really did help a lot. So let's make some cuts. I'm going to try and minimize, I think, Green's impact on this deck so I can really consistently hit those turn 2 scouts, because we actually look like we can be fairly beat down. So I'm almost debating cutting the Sultai Flares. As good a card as they are, we look like we want to be more of the aggressor. I'm pretty sure that's true. We can top the curve out at like Riverwheel Aerialists and stuff. Yeah, I just feel like we can be more of the aggressor. Plus, we have some actual color-intensive spells in this deck, so minimizing Green's impact, I think, is going to help us in the long run. Maybe I cut one of these Enhanced Awarenesses, now that I have Master of the Way, which also can draw cards. Let's cut a Flare at least. Maybe we cut an Enhanced Awareness. Currently, 17 creatures with our Manifest cards. And only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green cards. 6, I guess. So maybe I can cut a second Flare as well. Like I said, I actually like Flare. It is a good card. Maybe less necessary on the splash, because I think we're more of the aggressor. It is a good roadblock, but it's not. I feel like it's not in line with what our deck's trying to do. It is just a high value spell in general. Like maybe I just run it over the ambush. I could see that actually. Maybe I'd rather have just a 3/4 body than an extra mana for 2 2/2s at instant speed. It's just a little bit. I feel like it just doesn't fit in with our deck too well. That's my main reason for being skeptical about it, I guess. I do think this looks good, though. Now we're down to just 5 green spells. We have a couple pretty good mana fixers. Our removal is a little bit lacking, but Temur Charm, Crippling Chill, Dragon Scale Boon, Master of the Way, Mob Rule. You know, that's probably enough. Howl of the Horde. Guess for 8 mana, Master of the Way, potentially. Could be good. Or Fierce Invocation, or Right into Being. Yeah, those are fine as well. Is there anything I can... Is there like... You know what? Maybe I actually cut the Flare and run 2 Enhanced Awareness. I feel like if you look at the fatties I have, if I minimize green in this deck, I still have Lurkers, Mauler, Rider, Stalker, Invocation, Riverwheel Aerialists, and then some high power guys. And then the double Enhanced Awareness just gives me some late game viability in case I get flooded. We still have, is it 16 creatures, right? I guess we cut an Ethereal Ambush. So this is 15 creatures. Cloud Form, Right into Being, Fierce Invocation. I feel like I'm going to be able to more reliably hit my double red with Mardu Scout so I don't have to dash it out as much, which I also like. And we can really minimize green in this deck. I can sideboard into Sultai Flare in the right matchup. Like against something hyper aggressive, I'll figure out a way to swap us into a more defensive build. But main deck, I can be more of the aggressor, I feel like, with a solid like card advantage late game plan, as well as, oh, I survived in the late game. Okay, I'm just going to steal all your creatures and kill you with them. Yeah, I think this is ultimately what I want to be. Minimizes green's impact on our deck. We are giving up some pretty heavy hitters in Sultai Flare, but we still have an adequate amount of creatures and good finishers. So good evasive stuff. I guess we don't have a ton of evasive stuff, but Cloudform and Double Wind Scout are all pretty good. Our Morph guys are very good. We have high power, low toughness guys, so cards like Death Frenzy are going to be good against us, but I don't know. I'm kind of satisfied with this, I think. So green minimized impact in our deck. So I think we can very easily get away with like 4 green sources, including the Highlands. So 2 forests. We have 3 sources of red already and 1 blue. And we want that double red early. We only need double blue for 1 card. So I think we're going to err towards red the most. This would be 9 red, 7 blue. Let's go 9 red, 8 blue, 4 green. I think that's going to work. Overall, I like our deck. It's kind of we have enough finishers, so I'm happy about that. We have enough card advantage, so I know we can succeed in the late game, which is quite good. We have a mob rule, which, like I said, just basically can win the game when you get to that mana. So we have enough finishers, we have enough morph, we have enough card advantage. We're just short in the removal department, really. And we even have a good sideboard plan against hyper aggro decks in double Sultai Flare. So I think this deck can work, definitely. I'm interested to see how it does. So running it like this, and we'll see you round 1.